In this video, we will explain absolutely everything you need to know to travel to Argentine Patagonia. This is the definitive guide and the most complete video you will watch today about this destination, covering the complex logistics of exploring the end of the world, from the mountains and lakes of Bariloche passing through the gigantic glaciers of El Calafate to reaching the southernmost city on the planet, Ushuaia. We will teach you how to move between these distant cities, what clothes to wear so as not to freeze, where to eat the famous king crab, and the best tips to save money on this dream trip. So let us get started. Argentine Patagonia is one of the wildest and most beautiful regions on Earth. It is a place of extremes where the wind blows strong, the mountains touch the sky, and the millenary ice still resists. It is a destination for those who love nature, trekking, dramatic landscapes, and finger-licking gastronomy focused on lamb and seafood. Now let us move on to logistics and planning. What is the best time to visit Patagonia? The region is huge and the climate varies, but the general rule is that summer from October to March is the best time to visit the South El Calafate and Ushuaia. The days are long with light until 10 at night, and temperatures are bearable, allowing you to do all the trails and boat tours. Winter from June to September is the peak in Bariloche because of the snow and skiing, but in the extreme south, Ushuaia, the days are very short and many trails close due to snow, although it is possible to ski there too. Spring and autumn are transition times with very strong winds but with beautiful colors in the vegetation. And how many days to stay? To do the complete classic itinerary that we call the Great Patagonia, visiting Bariloche, El Calafate, and Ushuaia, the bare minimum we recommend is 10 to 12 days. The distances are huge and you lose time in airports. We recommend splitting it like this: 4 days in Bariloche, 3 days in El Calafate, with a day trip to El Ten, and 3 days in Ushuaia. Now let us talk about transportation and logistics between cities. To arrive, you will fly to Buenos Aires and from there take domestic flights. The only viable way to move between these destinations is by plane. Aerolíneas Argentinas is the main one, but Flybondi and JetSmart offer low-cost prices. Internal logistics work like this. In Bariloche, renting a car is great for doing the Circuito Chico and the Seven Lakes route. In El Calafate and Ushuaia, do not rent a car. Tours pick you up at the hotel, and attractions are distant and on gravel or icy roads that can be dangerous. Use agency transfers and taxis or remis for dinner. Staying in a good region will make your trip much easier. The strategy on this route is to split accommodation into 3 bases. In Bariloche, stay in the Civic Center for the convenience of restaurants and shops, or on Bustillo Avenue, up to kilometer 3 to have a lake view. In El Calafate, the best region is near Libertador Avenue, the main street. It is where all the shops, restaurants are and where tours depart from. Staying far from here requires a taxi for everything. In Ushuaia, stay in the center near San Martin Avenue and the port. The city is a steep hill, so the closer you stay to the Beagle Channel, the fewer climbs you will have to face on the way back from dinner. We created this personalized map that explains exactly which is the best region in each of these cities. Staying in this marked area, you cannot go wrong. We will leave here on the screen, QR code, and in the video description the link to this exclusive map. We created them on the hotel site we always use, as it always has the best prices and free cancellation. And remembering that in this link below, we always organize everything you need to set up your entire trip for the lowest price. The sites we use to build our trips, and that have everything much cheaper, such as the international eSIM, cell phone chip to have internet on the glaciers, discounted travel insurance tickets for all the attractions we mentioned, good and cheap hotels. We have already stayed at the car rental comparator, which is useful in Bariloche, and the global account to carry pesos or dollars. Save this page in your favorites. Now let us get to the main detailed regions and attractions. The first region is Northern Patagonia, with Bariloche and the Seven Lakes route. Attraction number 1 is Circuito Chico, a scenic tour where you go up Cerro Campanario by chairlift to see the most beautiful view of the region. Attraction number 2 is Cerro Catedral, which in winter is the largest ski resort in South America, and in summer offers incredible trails. Attraction number 3 is the navigation to Victoria Island and the Arrayans Forest, a magical place with cinnamon-colored trees said to have inspired the Bambi movie. The second region is Southern Patagonia, the land of glaciers in El Calafate. Attraction number 4, and the biggest star of the trip, is the Perito Moreno Glacier. It is inside Los Glaciares National Park. You can just walk along the wooden walkways to see and hear the ice falling, which is already exciting. The park entrance costs about $30, but the golden tip is to do the mini trekking, where you put crampons on your feet and walk on top of the glacier for an hour and a half. It is expensive, costing about $250, but worth every penny. Attraction number 5 is the day trip to El Chalten, the national trekking capital, to see Mount Fitzroy. The third region is the end of the world in Ushuaia. Attraction number 6 is Tierra del Fuego National Park. There, you can take the end-of-the-world train, a historic steam train that carried prisoners to cut wood. The train ride costs about $60. Inside the park, go to La Pattaya Bay, where the Pan-American Highway ends. Attraction number 7 is the navigation through the Beagle Channel. You leave the tourist port and visit the Sea Lions Island, the Birds Island, and the famous Les Éclairs Lighthouse, the postcard of the city. The tour costs about $70. An important tip that will save you time and money is to buy tickets for attractions and tours in advance. In high-season trekking on Perito Moreno and the End of the World train sell out months before. We will leave in the QR code on the screen and in the description the link to the site where we always buy tickets and tours for the lowest price. It is the largest tour site in the world and has practically everything there. Tickets for navigations, trekking, and excursions. Everything for the lowest price, and you can buy in dollars, saving on international fees. Let us go shopping. Patagonia is not a cheap shopping destination like Buenos Aires, but it has unique products. In Bariloche, the focus is artisanal chocolate on Mitre Street. In Ushuaia, which is a tax-free zone, you find perfumes, electronics, and drinks with good prices in the shops of San Martin Avenue, as well as cold weather clothes from famous brands and trekking equipment. Speaking of gastronomy, eating in Patagonia is a rustic and delicious experience. Dish number 1 is Patagonian lamb. Cordero al palo, roasted whole on the stake over an open fire for hours. The meat is tender and tasty. In El Calafate, La Tita restaurant is the Temple of Lamb. A dinner costs about $30. In Ushuaia, the star is the Chentola, the giant king crab from the cold sea. You choose it alive in the aquarium. El Viejo Marino restaurant is the most traditional and cheap, but has huge lines. A whole king crab dish to share costs about $60. Another delicacy is Black Hawk Merluza Negra, a deep sea fish that is super tasty. For real restaurant suggestions, to save money in all cities, look for empanada and pasta houses. In Bariloche Brewery has great prices. In Ushuaia, Bodegon Fueguino serves hearty homemade food for fair prices. For luxury, Caupe restaurant in Ushuaia has a view of the channel and refined seafood. What to do at night? Nightlife is quieter in the south. In Bariloche, craft breweries are the meeting point. In El Calafate, there are some ice bars like Yeti Ice Bar and bars on the main avenue. In Ushuaia, the night is in Irish pubs like Dublin, where tourists from all over the world meet to drink Beagle beer. And with kids, Patagonia is an educational adventure. They love seeing sea lions on the boat in Ushuaia, riding the End of the World train, and seeing the ice falling at Perito Moreno. In Bariloche, the dinosaur park Nahuelito and the cable car are guaranteed fun. Mandatory documentation for international tourists. To enter Argentina, rules are simple, generally requiring just a valid passport. No visa is required for tourism. And remembering travel insurance. Medical costs in Argentina for tourists are charged and can be expensive in quality private clinics, especially in remote areas where rescue can be complex. We never travel without it, and in the link in the description, there is the comparator we use, which always finds insurance for half the price. And to combine your trip, the most natural combination is with Buenos Aires, as you will probably connect there. It is worth staying 2 days in the capital on the way there or back. Another epic option is to cross to Chile. From El Calafate, you can take a 5-hour bus to Puerto Natales and visit Torres del Paine Park, which is one of the natural wonders of the world. If you liked this complete and deep guide, like the video, and subscribe to our channel to travel more and better around the world. Thank you very much and have a safe trip.